What is up, you guys? It is your girl Lauren, and welcome back to another video. As you guys know, it is the official IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet Reveal. Thank you so much, guys, for the love on the past video and all the excitement leading up to this moment, showing you guys how my cabinet turned out. I am completely in love with it, and I hope you guys are too. But that's it. I'm keeping this intro short and sweet. So if you are new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, and let's get started. Here we are, guys. This is the final product of my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. Excuse everything in that corner over there because that ain't going anywhere. But here it is. I am ecstatic with the way it turned out. Now let's get into it. First up, you guys didn't see this in the first video, but this is how it looks with the fans attached. Because it has these empty negative spaces between the rings, it was really easy for me to slide through a zip tie and attach it to the back of the grid panel. So I have it right here and then all the way down right there. And as you can see, corresponding to that, I have zip tied the wires. Now, I did mention I had some trouble with the original grow light that I used and went with these bars from Amazon that I showed you guys. My father came last week to drill this top grow bar into the wood, and then as far as the one down below right here, as you can see, I just zip tied it to these metal railing bars at the side, and that's pretty much it as far as the build. I know this isn't the most aesthetically pleasing situation over here, but first and foremost, guys, this cabinet had to be functional, and in order to make that happen, these wires have to be here and zip tied. But let's get through all the plants in my greenhouse. So I have one long section right here, and then I have a second shelf and the very bottom. Warning, some of the plants don't look absolutely perfect, henceforth that's why they're in the greenhouse, but let's get going. I am testing out some Hoyas, and the first one is my Hoya globulosa. I think I'm saying that right. It is a fuzzy Hoya. It definitely has a fuzzy backing to its petioles and has a little bit of fuzziness in the front of the leaf. So this is not spider mites or anything, guys. Trust me, this Hoya is completely healthy, but you will see some Hoyas in here that I am testing. So that is that. Next up are my jewel orchids. So this is my Ludicea discolor, my Aspidigan, sorry guys, I've had a lot of coffee, so the shaking is inevitable. My Aspidigan argentea and my Macotes petola right there. Wow, I'm shaking hardcore. So a little bit about my jewel orchids is that they were really struggling just not being in a high humidity environment. They looked really limp and leggy. As you can see, that Aspidigan just kind of flopped over. And ever since then, being in the greenhouse, it has looked a lot healthier, which I am jazzed about. So far, these jewel orchids are liking the greenhouse. Next up on this tray is my Hoya Matilde Splash. Now, this is the Hoya that I've seen do really well in the greenhouse out of the few that I have. This growth spurt right there, yeah, there we go, it's focused. It's completely new and grew in the greenhouse, so I am stoked. I love this dainty and adorable Hoya, so I'm really excited to see how this thrives. Next is my baby strawberry shake. This is the longest and most variegated leaf. Since this is a baby shake, the leaves are very long, very slender, and don't look anything like the mature form, but hey, I still appreciate it. This leaf and this weird wonky looking leaf came from the original seller. There are two different root systems in here, so Let me see if I can just put this down right here. In this first root system, this is a leaf that grew in my care. I'm really happy that it has some variegation on it, considering the previous older two leaves are completely green. If I turn the plant over, the other root system has this very pinky leaf. Then it has this very slender green and yellow leaf. And then the one that also grew in my care, okay, this is a better position. And then the one that grew in my care is more of that yellow variegation. It's definitely doing well in the greenhouse. This is one of my babies. It'll take 5 years for it to get mature probably, but till then, I still appreciate this plant. Moving on is my Philodendron Varicosum. So some of you guys may remember this was a one-leaf rooted cutting from Pinoy Dendron. Shout out to the Filipinos. And I won this off an auction that he was doing. As you can see, this leaf took a big hit. There were tons of humidity cracks. I've had this leaf for a while, so I think it's gonna go since it's the oldest leaf. The next leaf, which didn't grow in this greenhouse, it just grew in my bedroom, is this one. Again, some humidity cracks, and at least for my varicosum, the leaf is like very paper thin and delicate. So since it's so delicate and my past two leaves have really taken a dive with humidity, that's the reason why I put it in this greenhouse. Since then, this is the newest leaf that grew in this cabinet, and holy heckin' Bob, guys, look how beautiful this veining is on this leaf. I have never seen it like this before. It's so neon and striking, and I am in love. Look at the back. Like, how ornate is that? It hasn't fully flattened out, but considering how beautiful and striking that is, and that fuzzy petiole, you guys, you just can't go wrong with a varicosum. Definitely a great philodendron. Next up is my problem child, guys. And one of the plants that made me want to create this greenhouse is my Anthurium Crystalline. She is a one leafer right now because the other leaf I literally had to pluck off because it was just yellow and brown and crispy and dead. So I have observed since putting it in this greenhouse, this leaf feels so much healthier, so much hardier, and it has gotten its green color back. There is this growth point right there. Focus. Sorry guys, iPhone quality, but there is that growth point. So I am crossing all of my limbs, guys, hoping that this greenhouse will give a lot of humidity back to this plant so it can thrive and grow. Please, please, please. And right now, the humidity, since it's open, is 76. The average today has been 80. It's only 11 a.m. So, you know, that's pretty good. But let me move these two aside and let's go on to these plants. This was a wish list plant of 2020, my Monstera Stanielliana Orea. Now, I got this from Etsy, and it came with those two original leaves and these two right here. Since it's been in my home, this was the first leaf that grew out, and you can see there's like this spot here that I don't know what happened, but it has that hole. This is the leaf that was in my bedroom, the second one after that, before I put it in this greenhouse. Such gorgeous variegation. I would say that's like more than 50% yellow variegation. It's stunning. I'm assuming what happened here was probably due to humidity, and that is the reason why I put it in this greenhouse. It is unfurling this new baby, so I would say that's good 50-50. Maybe a little bit less variegation. Again, it just feels so much thicker, so much more succulent, like so healthy, guys. And it's just thrived, honestly. It's really big, so I am jazzed about that. Okay, y'all, the last plant on this top half is my Sarcestus Mirabellas. There were two original leaves that came from the cellar. One already went to plant heaven, but It was a really old leaf. This one is still the original. You can see again, some humidity cracking, some yellowing, and it looks okay. I'm in love with the shape of this leaf. Like, I could talk about how beautiful a Sarcestus Mirabellas is. The first leaf that grew here was this one, which took forever. I'm not mad at it. It isn't as structured as the leaf from the cellar, but you know what? I still appreciate it. But the reason why I put it in here, guys, that it is such a slow grower and I wanted to test it out. So there has been this new leaf unfurling and growing out, and honestly, comparing how fast this leaf has been growing versus when this one was, it has been faster with this. So I'm excited to see if the greenhouse had any effect to the shape of the leaf. I have no idea if that's a thing or not. I'm not saying it is. I'm just very curious to see. That's about it. I'm really excited to see this leaf, but we are done with the first half of this greenhouse cabinet. Here we are on the second shelf down. I only have 3 plants in here: my Anthurium clarinervium, my Anthurium radicans, and another Hoya, my Hoya meredithii. You can see one of the acrylic risers that I utilized. It wasn't necessary, but hey, I like the look of it. So I already showed you guys the build for this shelf. Now let's just get into the plant. My clarinervium has been a very slow grower as well. This leaf did grow here, and while it is smaller than the other two, it's just so round, adorable, and cute. I have been eyeing this plant for so long in my bedroom to see a growth point, and nothing, guys. But look at this, look at that. Can you see that right there? That is a growth point. So heck yeah, I think this is a super, super win. I'm gonna put this down and show you my Anthurium radicans. Now, out of all of my Anthuriums, this one is definitely the easiest to take care of. Don't think this is underwatering. Don't think this is underwatering, guys. Literally, this leaf for some reason just always stays like that. I have no idea. So it is 4 leaves. This leaf grew in my bedroom, so I'm still waiting to see how this plant reacts. There is something forming right here, so that will just have to be one where I just keep observing and waiting. But right now we're good, especially with these 3 plants since they're the closest to the light. I haven't noticed anything yet as far as the leaves bleaching due to the high sun, but I will obviously keep you guys updated on my Instagram, so make sure you check that out. And then lastly is my Hoya meredithii. Specifically for this Hoya, I haven't seen anything really substantial in the greenhouse. That's all I really gotta say, guys. Here we are to the final bottom shelf. Now, it is a bit squished in here, but you know, guys, we gotta make do with what we got, right? The first plant that I wanna show you guys, and there's no real reason why it's in here. It's just to test another genus of plants. So I wanted to put my Syngonium in here. I love this Syngonium. And this leaf is the first one, again, in my care. It's sectoral this way and has a lot of good marbling. The color hasn't really developed like the other two. So we'll see how this one goes, but even if it turns more of a green variegation versus yellow, I'm still here for it. Definitely still here for it. Okay, guys. Now, I know you may be thinking that this is the saddest Anthurium ever, other than my Crystallinum, but this queen has come such a long way. This is the second plant, honestly, that prompted me to build this greenhouse ASAP because my queen was struggling. Yes, you see all these humidity cracks and everything, like it looks sad, but literally, guys, the color of this plant looked so bad, and it was like flimsy, like super flimsy. Since it's been here, it looks a lot healthier. It really does, even though it may not look that great. Let me show you the back leaf. This small leaf was already pushing out when I got it, so that's that. I haven't seen a new growth bud at all with this plant. It is a very slow grower for me, so hopefully in this greenhouse, I will get a healthy, thriving Queen Anthurium leaf, guys. I literally can't wait. This is the plant I'm waiting on the most to see how it thrives. Again, the acrylic risers came in clutch because my Anthurium leaves don't really touch the bottom of the wood due to the height. This is the last plant and I will bring it out to show you guys because it is a 4-leafed monster and kind of struggling, but this plant needed to be in here as a test because my Monstera Elbow does not grow. It hasn't grown, honestly, in 3 to 4 months. No new leaves, and I have no idea why. So I'm hoping the humidity will be the answer. But let me really show you guys what's going on. You guys will remember these 2 leaves from the original seller from the house plant tour. I'm sorry I'm not really showing you the front angle. The point of the story are these 2 leaves. So when I first got this plant back in June, July, these 2 leaves grew really fast. This one was the first one, and then this one is the most recent one, which was again like 4 months ago. This one is exponentially smaller than the rest, but I adore the cute fenestrations and the strong variegation. The back of this leaf has had this bump for the longest time, guys. This bump, and that's how you know a new leaf is coming out, but it refuses to come out. This has been here for like 2-3 months, and I literally do not understand. The plant is healthy. It has the longest aerial root system, so it probably needs a moss pole to attach to as well. I'm figuring it out, but that's why this bad boy is in here, because I really want to monitor this plant and see if a new leaf really pushes out and grows in this greenhouse due to the high humidity. That is it, guys, for today's video. Again, I am in love with my greenhouse. So far, I haven't seen anything suspicious as far as bleaching of leaves, any mold or fungus. There's nothing that I would really regret when it comes to building my greenhouse. The tiny little thing I would say is starting off with your lighting first, just in case you have to set it down or do something to try to drill holes in it if you're going that route. But I love it. Yes, this is a trend, but the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet is super practical and your plants will love it. I will continue to keep you guys updated on how my plants are on my Instagram, so definitely follow your girl on that. But I think, no, we still have one more. So there is one more video for 2020 that you guys will see before we get into the new year. But anyway, happy holidays to my plant fam, and I will see y'all in the next video.